Oh, the comments are all going to be right here. I'm going to have a Restream IO app running in the background to manage all the other comments. Let me see if I can pull it. Good thing you mentioned that because I almost forgot about that. Thank you very much. Let me go find that. So, Jayme, I know I just got mine too, Q. So, Q's coming at us from out in Phoenix, Arizona. And Jayme, where are you at right now? Are you down in Novi? Okay. So, are you like born and bred in Michigan or what? Okay, I just wanted to get an idea. Okay, before, and I want to make that one of our questions here in just a minute. I'm just getting things fired up before the 12 o'clock. We got like 3 minutes to go here. So, Q, let me get this other app fired up and then we'll be just about ready to go. We should be streaming up here in just a minute. They're starting to open up. It takes a few minutes for that to get in full force. So, just give me a second. Yeah, if you want to do that, I can drop that in while I'm doing this. But I want to have a recording. I want to make sure that I'm not broadcasting out all of my menus that I'm popping up right now. So just give me 2 minutes. I have the link. I'll drop that for you here in just a second. Basically what you're on, Jayme, is this is called The Nothing Show. I've been broadcasting out here on Blab we did a Blab Nation show for quite a while since last November. So I've broadcast probably 75 or 80 different shows out here on the Blab platform. But this is kind of a change up for me. I've gone in a direction to just come in here, sit down with people, talk it up, get stupid, get crazy or whatever, and have a good time for like an hour, if that. So when I saw your video go viral, I figured you'd be a great guest because you're local, and that way I can get you a little bit of eyes on for the folks in the local area. So just about there. All right, Q, if you want to drop, this is, I'm going to do the car video first because I thought that was just so cool. So I'm going to share this out to the folks in the chat. So if they want to save it for later, Q, if you want to grab that in just a minute, when I tell you go, we'll insert that into the drop-in. Do you have host features yet? You don't, do you? Well, what the, hey, okay. I thought I know, right? That would be me. All right. Okay, yeah, Q, if you want to explain to her the room while I'm doing this thing, that would be awesome, and you can help her out a little bit with that. Yeah. Okay. And it will take the questions. Q's going to basically, when we get to a point in the show after we've talked to you for a little bit and asked you. Now, obviously, Jayme and Q, you both have one of these, but this is kind of a precursor to what we might do. This isn't to say we're going to sit here and go, okay, and our first question for the night is, this is just to give you an idea of where we might take this interview if we can't do it well enough organically on our own. That's kind of just, okay, well, we don't really have any questions. Let's look at the sheet and maybe we can go from there. But we will follow that format somewhat. And I do have a bunch of links here. Let me get... And I wanted to get this out to Q and I didn't. But I do have all your links, Jayme, for your video and your pre-order, all your social media links. So I'll be dropping those as we go. And go ahead. I have... Oh, actually, it dotted it out from the YouTube feed. So it would have been off your YouTube channel. Q, go just do a quick search for Jayme Orr, Jayme ORR out on YouTube and find her primary video feed for that song that she did with the car video. And you should be able to find a list of all her links. Those are all good, right, Jayme? On that? Okay. Then we should be good there. Yes. Healed is the well, the song is her inside her car. And I'm going to play that video in just a second. So actually, there's a bunch of stuff inside the description of that video for all her links so that you know where they're at too, in case I need you to drop a link to her Instagram or her Facebook or whatever. So all that stuff's right there. I meant to send you a text file with all that in it and I didn't. Okay, well, it is the 12 o'clock hour, so let me get my video feed out here real quick for the show and we'll get things going here in just a second. So let me we're running a little bit behind already, but that's all right. Sometimes that happens. Okay. All right. So folks, we're not going to go black like some people do. We're just going to drop down. I'm going to drop a quick video in the square. So I'd appreciate if... Oh no, this is different. This is my promo. This is for the show itself. So this is just one that I show up for to get the show started. So let's get this show started, shall we? No talking in the background, please. And here we go. Okay. All right. Welcome, everybody, to The Nothing Show. This is Leland Best, your host, with my co-host, Q the Brand. And our special guest today, a pop star from Detroit, Michigan area, from Novi herself. This is Jayme Orr. Welcome to the show, Jayme. Nice to have you today. Jayme has made a big hit, a name of herself out there on broadcast radio. If you haven't seen her viral video, which we're going to cue up here in just a second, it was something that went out on rumble.com and YouTube, of course. But yeah, if Q, I'm recording actually on this end, but if you have an ability to record on that end, that would be great. So go ahead and give it a shot. What we basically have here is a video that was put together. And I have to ask you, Jayme, did you edit this video yourself or did you have the help of someone? Did you really? Yeah. Oh, how cool. All right. So Q, if you have that feed, now where were you sitting out in your car when this all took place? Were you down there? Okay, so this is the day. I think it. Yeah, it was awesome. This is the day that Jayme first discovered her song was going to be played on WDET Radio 101.9 here in Detroit. So go ahead, Q, rip it up. Now, for those who don't know, you do have control of the audio yourself on your end for the YouTube videos. You can stop them, but just let it play, and we'll give it an extra minute to play out while it's going. I love this. It's a roller coaster, isn't it, Jayme? We get it. Oh no, emotions take over and kind of tear it up. So I totally get it. I really do. Right. Now I know I'm hearing a double echo here. Q, are you hearing the same thing I'm hearing or not? Oh, okay. Well, she has headphones on though. Jayme, are you also playing speakers on your computer? If you're not, you... Okay, let me check. Just double checking. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, and it could be Blab. Sometimes Blab just screws up and we can't help that, so we're just going to stick with it. Now, obviously, we can't hear the whole song here, and if you guys want to let... Okay, they're not getting echo out there, so... Okay. I just think that's so cool, and it could be. I don't think it's me over here, but there's a possibility I might have a double stream here. So let me just check one thing here. I click this off to... Okay, I lost sound. All right, let's do this. You can still hear me, right? You guys can hear me okay? Okay, I just want to make sure, and it could have been that. I apologize if I did have a secondary feed run in the background. Now, we got a chance to just see a brief example of what happens when people make it to that plateau where they've been working their tail end ass off for the last... How long has it been how long has it taken you to get this song into production, Jayme? Okay. Oh, okay. Now you're... Now is that on... Absolutely. Oh, okay. Now, was that the lyric video that you're talking about there? Yeah. Oh, that video. Okay. So are Yeah, that's where I caught it. I got an email from Rumble one day that said girl sees herself or hears herself for the first time on Detroit radio, and I'm thinking, wow, this is kind of wild. I'll have to check this out. But I've worked with artists similar to yourself in the past. I was a DJ in the Saginaw area for a few years and got to work. I managed a country artist up there by the name of Angie Rollerson for a short period of time. But I know what it's like for individuals like yourself. Now, I assume you're doing this under an independent label or something, or are you actually working with a big broadcast? Wow. Well, kudos to you, man. That's crazy because that's kind of what Angie did. She was out. She would bring stacks of CDs that she produced, and I would take her to all the different bars that I worked at, and we would get her out singing and doing her show and that type of thing. And then we promote her, and she actually got some stuff that she did for St. Jude. So, where are you taking? Where are you taking your stuff right now as an individual artist? And if JoJo Keys, there goes those little rappers from her. Those are her rappers over there, by the way. JoJo Keys might drop into the house today. He's an indie manager, and I don't know if I think you two would probably be. He's right now. I think he's down in Ohio or the Kansas City area. I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. I've got JoJo as a friend, but he's one of those kind of guys who knows a whole lot of people, and we have that to be the case out here a lot on Blab. This is kind of a community of people who get together. They might not know, Jane from John Doe, but this is like a place to hang out for people who want to meet other people in their niche. So I would recommend for yourself, come out here every now and then just to say hi to some of the folks in the music industry, because I've met Kate Khalik Glover, who is actually the sound engineer who worked on We Are the World with Michael Jackson. And he's worked with Prince and several other individuals. So I've gotten some, rapport with him just out here hanging out on Blab. But tell me where you're going. Are you going to stick around here and just do gigs in the Detroit area? Or are you looking to head out to LA and do your thing in California? Or what's the story? Yeah, really. Well, if you're, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, mm-hmm. Let's see if that actually shows up here in the field, because that's one thing. Well, we have a little drop-in feature here, and if your link works well enough, if it's been distributed properly, okay, it just has a welcome screen. So if people want to click over there and get a look at the website, they can do that, and then maybe save a link and come by and see you later. So I hear these aspirations of going over to France, and there are, believe it or not, I have a connection to someone over there that I met out here. She's an SEO girl, which means she's into search engine optimization. So obviously someone there that could help in that regard. And we also have Nazim was in the room earlier. He probably had to head out. He's in Milan, Italy, and he's been waiting for us folks here on Blab to come visit him in Milan. So if you ever need a place, if you need a place to stay in Italy, if you don't have one already, I'm sure Nazim would be happy to put you up for a show if you were out there doing your thing. So yeah, there's a lot of great folks out here. Oh, I totally understand. And I want to take this opportunity then, Jayme, because we didn't actually get to hear the song that you produced, and they made a point to note this on WDET radio here in Detroit, that the production quality that was put together for this song was really pretty phenomenal. I think they did a wonderful job. Whoever it is you're working with over there in whatever studio you're working with obviously knows what they're doing. If you want to give a shout out to them, feel free. Pearl Sound? Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen their stuff going around every now and then. So, okay. Fantastic. Well, let's take a look at that video real quick. It sounds like it, and this is evidence of that. This is just a lyric video. You haven't done are you working on a full production, stage hand video type thing yet? Ah, there we go. Oh, sweet. All right. Well, now I do have the right one. Did somebody hack your other YouTube video and overlay it with a different soundtrack? Oh, okay. Gotcha. I totally get it. All right, well, here is Jayme's video. This is her newest hit single, which is called Love is a War, which is going to show up on her EP Healed on April 30th. But it is available for download now out on iTunes, and we'll get the links for everybody on that regard before we leave. Or Bandcamp, that's right, I'm sorry. Are you looking to move it over to iTunes soon, or is it just too costly for issues? Gotcha. Ah, gotcha. Okay. Well, I got it in the drop-in queue, so I'm going to go ahead and fire it up now. This is Love is a War. Yeah, go ahead. different time frame than we.
That's to
From here, I'm sure she has a couple, or you've made that breakthrough moment. My question to you is, what was the biggest hurdle you had to deal with getting to where you're at now, where things are going viral? The radio stations and the news channels are calling you up and asking you to present yourself. What was the hardest? Where was the point where you were like, "Just damn it, this isn't working out"? What did you deal with? What was probably the hardest
I
thing?
think so. I have always done music my whole life. I've always sang for as long as I can remember. And then when I was about 15 or 16, I started a band when I was in high school. And then I was in a band for about 4 years. Right about the time I turned 20, yeah, I got into a relationship and started making a lot of new friends. And it was like the college years. And I totally stopped doing music for about 3 years. I really was not doing anything. Um, and I never felt so like unlike myself ever in my life.
Yeah.
So I think for me, getting out of that time, and it was about 3 years ago when I picked up the guitar and decided I wanted to start playing and writing my own music and stuff. Um, and I think it was that jump, that pick, getting back into it and picking up the guitar again, and um, just saying like, no, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Get your butt out there and do it.
Yeah.
So, and
So
of course, I mean, the studio is always very taxing, but I wouldn't have changed that for the world. But definitely making that decision of like getting back out there and doing this again was the biggest obstacle for me.
it's all a
Did a
matter
lot of
of,
maturing.
yeah, kind of wondering who you are and where you need to be and what you should be doing next. I get that
Yeah,
feeling because even as a
yeah,
broadcaster myself and doing the live streaming thing, I've been outside of this field for a while. And I used to do a lot of video production. I worked for the cable company. I did a lot of TV and radio work, but it was the kind of thing that all of a sudden I was like, what am I doing? Where am I at? What am I supposed to be doing? And when Blab came out, I
yeah,
kind of got back into it. So this is
yeah,
for me since November. It's been a nice avenue of, okay, this is time to time to shine and just get out here and start doing my thing. So
yeah.
great.
It's tough. I mean, it's scary to follow your dreams, but um, it's. I think that complacency is a lot more scary. Yeah.
Q, what do you think?
Absolutely. Well, every artist, whether it's in your artistry or paint or whatnot, or like myself in marketing and communication, we all have a story. We all, like, everything we do comes from a place of sorts. And
Hmm.
so most of the time it comes from a place of struggle. And you have that story. I mean, I'm sure you have that story to some capacity, but is
Yeah.
there something that has defined you as a person, or your music, future music that we'll hear? Not to open up a can of worms, but I think it's an important thing for people to know about. It's not just a song. Like, it took a lot of work to write those lyrics, and to think that they're meaningless is crazy.
Right. Right. I mean, the song is about said relationship.
Yeah.
When I wasn't working on music and stuff, and it was it was a very tumultuous relationship. It was very hard. It took a lot out of me. Um, when you're just like fighting so hard to like make something work, and you're like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, and just telling myself so much that like, no, this is supposed to work. This is supposed to, and it's like looking back, I'm like, girlfriend, oh honey, oh honey.
You wish
um,
you could have told yourself, like, early
right.
on.
But I mean, I think that for me, if a bad relationship, a bad breakup is like the worst thing that's happened to me, then I'm doing okay. I'm doing just fine. But I mean, I not to make it sound like, oh, it's been rainbows and sunshine, but like, I mean, I really haven't, come across a whole lot of adversity. I think I've done my best to surround myself with very positive people and have a very like strong team around me. And so everybody's, you know, just kind of been keeping me
Grounded.
in check, and right, exactly, and
Gotta have a
just
support
you know,
group, 'cause
nothing
that,
crazy has gone off the rails.
for sure.
And that's not a bad thing, you know, like it doesn't mean that just because you're in the field that you're in that you have to have gone through some sort of crazy like murder, suicide, like, you know,
Oh, right, exactly. It's
you're the minority right now. Like most people, including myself, have experienced death like to that extent, and you don't have to. So it is, you know, refreshing to meet and hear someone that isn't I don't know, like your world was turned upside down, but I don't know that necessarily like we see you having had the world like coming crashing down on you to where you're completely broken forever and ever and ever.
And what was that?
Right. It felt like it at one point.
Oh, yeah,
But
tell me about it. Damon Johns just wrote a book, you know, it was basically The Prophet of Broke, which comes down to the fact that sometimes in our worst days is where we find our biggest strengths, and that's where we start to, you know, really advance and know that, you know, I can't live like this anymore. I just need to make something of what it is that I know I'm capable of. So, you know, and on that sense, Jayme, being an up and coming artist, obviously you've got a long way to go. You've got a lot of people to meet and a lot of, you know, surefire fans. I'm certain you're going to have a lot of those as things move on, and you're going to get to, you know, take part in that huge conglomerate that is media broadcasting. So, you know, I wish you the best of luck in that regard. But what's some advice that you might give some of those out there who are struggling and working hard to become artists themselves? I mean, I'm a big fan of The Voice. I love watching those guys on TV trying to get their place. Oh, I know. I really do.
Yeah.
So, you know, what would you say to people who are fresh that want to do it themselves? You know, there's got to be certain things you learned along the way that you could tell people to avoid or what to do.
The biggest thing that I can say is that you're not going to get it right on the first try. And that is that's just how it goes. You know, it's like I've learned so much over this whole, you know, year and a half or so that I've been doing this. Everything has been a learning experience. And I think that the biggest thing, and my mom and I were actually talking about this yesterday, I think the biggest thing for me and advice I would give is just prepare yourself with as much knowledge, as much, you know, like, if you're going to go into the studio, don't just say, okay, I'm going to the studio and magic songs are going to happen. No, you know, prepare yourself. Be ready to go into the studio. Yeah, I mean, you can let creative things happen and stuff, you know, while you're there. But for the most part, you don't want to totally go in there blind, because when you're doing it the way that I did it and how a lot of independent artists do it, you know, that's your time, that's your money that's going into it. So why would you waste it on not being prepared? And I mean, I'm a big MMA fan, UFC, and I think it was Nate Diaz, but he said something about, and it might just be something that lots of people have said, but he said if you're always ready, you never have to get ready.
Oh, sweet.
And I think that that's always been my biggest thing, is that it's just like, yeah, if you're prepared, if you're ready to go at any moment when it happens, then, you know, then you're good and you won't drown in the craziness of everything. You know, like when this all started happening, I didn't necessarily expect, like, holy cow, my video is going to go viral and I'm going to have 400,000 people see it. But I was ready for it, because I kind of always had that mentality of like, you never know. So I had, you know, my Facebook ready to go, my Twitter ready to go, my website almost ready, you know, like I had everything prepared and set, and that's always the advice I give, is just like, be ready at any moment. Yeah, because you never know.
Don't fire off half cocked, because that can really get you in a lot of trouble if you're not ready for this type of industry.
Patience goes so far in this business, because if you try to put something out there just because you want to so bad, and it's not ready and you don't have all that follow up, it's just gonna be a flash in the pan.
That's awesome. Just to give people a little bit of heads up before we move on to Moonshadow's question is that if you want to find Jayme out there on Twitter, she's known as Jayme Oreo. I think that's the coolest little handle that you managed to pull up there.
I seriously just wanted Oreos after I read your name.
I'm telling you, her person.
I'm like looking at a bag of them. I'm obsessed with Oreos.
And you
But no, that was like a nickname in high school. A bunch of people used to call me that. So when it came time, Oreo. So when it came time to make the handle, I was like,
birthday or regular or double stuff.
Oh, I'm all about just the regular. I can't do a lot of the. I don't like a bunch of the stuff in the middle.
Oh my God! Have you tried the new thin ones?
The thins. Have you tried the thin ones?
That is like they are thin in a bag. I mean, I'm telling you,
I know.
Ridiculous.
Because I don't like a whole lot of, like I said, I don't like a lot of the filling. So the thin ones are like perfect.
I love those. Those are my favorite. Our family is freaking out.
And they've got them in mint too, and they're just like thin mints.
Yep.
The cookie is the vehicle for the icing for me.
I would agree.
I
so you don't think I'm crazy eating a bunch of icing? I have a cookie too.
Okay. And Jayme, I just have to tell you, when I first caught wind of your song, I have a daughter named Jayme, but she spells it Jami. And
cute.
She was going through a very difficult, tumultuous relationship, and she came over to talk to my mother, or her mother, and I, because it's not my genetic, I can't even say the word genetic daughter, but it is my daughter in all sense of the word, because she didn't really have a father growing up. And I shared that link with her for that song, and she just about lost it. It fit so well with what she was going through. The drop the weapon thing, the arguing over who loves each other the most was so profound for her. So I just want to let you know it touches people. That's a very intimate song, and it does reach out to a lot of folks. So you did a wonderful job in those lyrics.
Thank you.
So to find Jayme out on Facebook, she has both her personal page and her artist page, and she shares these on her YouTube video descriptions. So if you can't find them here or you forget to save them, you can go out there and find them. And to pre-order her single, Love is a War, which is going to be on her Healed album, which is coming out April 30th. You can find that here at this link. So feel free to go give her some support and download that track. And it's like $1.99, isn't it, Jayme?
The track itself, I think, is $1.29. But if you pre-order, if you pre-order the whole EP, it's $5, and then you get the download of Love is a War right away.
Oh, okay. Now, how many songs are going to be on that album then?
5.
Oh, okay. Well, then I was going to say $5 seems awfully cheap for an EP, but now I get it. Okay.
No, but yeah, there's 5 tracks. So, and the cool thing with Bandcamp is that most of it all comes to me. You know, cool. Bandcamp is very much about like independent artists and everything. So, you know, so it's the best way for fans to, you know, directly get things from me, as opposed to, you know, going through iTunes and Amazon or whatever.
Yeah, let me see if I can.
But I understand not everybody uses Bandcamp, so it will be available eventually on the other outlets.
Oh, okay. I'm going to call JoJo Keys in the room and see if he's available, because he might be able to drop it. He's always promoting new artists and their fan pages and stuff like that. Just he likes to share them out on his Facebook and say, "Harry, would you please like my fan pages for me?" So he might be able to give it a little kick in the pants and help you get that page out there to his group, because I know he's involved with a lot of indie artists, and it would probably help a little bit. So, Moon, you want to, or Q, you want to go ahead and handle that question for me? I got to grab something real quick.
Yeah, so Moon Shadow asks, do you have any live shows coming up?
I do. Actually, I have, I've got lots. I gig like crazy. So I have one tonight in Detroit. I have one tomorrow night in Northville, and then on Saturday. And then I'll be playing on the 28th again in Northville. And then my big EP release show is on the 30th in Detroit. So, and everything for my live shows is all, if you just search my name on Bands in Town, or you can just go to bandsintown.com/Jayme Orr, and you can find it. I have everything listed on there.
Bands in Town.
Yeah, here I'll share the link.
Awesome.
It'll work.
Doing my job for me.
So yeah, so yep, that link
Awesome.
works.
Okay. Sorry
Yep,
about
and so
that.
I've got all my different shows and stuff on there, and I post on Facebook and Twitter and stuff when.
Are you doing Periscope or like,
Facebook Live or anything? I didn't realize that just anybody now could do Facebook Live.
Yes, you can.
So yeah, so that might be I might be doing that tonight.
You should just do it. Like just turn it on and see what kind of response you get, and then the best way is to just turn it on, and then you can never be ready for that sort of thing because it is live and
right.
Exactly, but you don't want to. There's no perfect way to live stream, right? Like
right.
People want the raw, uncut stuff, so just turn it on, and then you can always adjust after you watch the replay.
Right.
The cool thing, like say about Blab and even like Periscope. I think Facebook Live, you can save the video. So if you do it, does it always square up the video on Facebook Live? I think
so. Yeah,
it's 720p at 16:9 ratio now, so they're allowing. If you haven't seen, there's actually a software out there that I use to broadcast, which I'm using right now, which is Wirecast, that can allow you to dump the feed through a broadcasting software into a high def frame right there on the show and have all kinds of titling and craziness if you wanted to go nuts on it. So if you ever need help with working with those things, that's kind of what the folks that we're involved with out here on Blab, a lot of the social media marketing people anyway, we get the social media and the live streaming and the broadcasting and podcasting end of things. So if you ever need help, feel free to reach out to us out here. You can always find me at leaninvest.com or cuethebrand.com. So we're always out here looking to help people, and
because I would love to be able to stream
put it
like
on YouTube.
The EP release show and stuff for all the people that can't be there.
Oh, for
but
sure.
You can put everything on YouTube and repurpose content and that sort of thing. So don't
content.
You don't have any missed opportunities for sure.
Well, your studio guys, do they have the camera equipment and stuff? Because that's one thing I don't have. We'd have to see if we can find somebody in your area down there with video equipment to broadcast out. But I could certainly show them.
That'd be cool. I don't know if they have anything. But that would be something I would like to talk about. Oh,
yeah, we'll work on it. She's got 2 of those over there. Where's the other one?
Oh my goodness!
I can't carry 2.
Oh,
this is Beamer, and he's been dying because he didn't get breakfast before the Blab.
So yeah, Moon's asking also, are you going to record your shows live? And which
that was
bars
the question
are you?
We just answered.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Which bars are you working at again? I know I was on the phone. I apologize. Tonight is the one I'm concerned with.
Tonight I'll be at the WXYZ Lounge inside the Aloft Hotel in Detroit.
Okay. Yeah.
And then tomorrow I will be at North Center Brewing Company in Northville.
Okay, that's probably closer to me. I don't get down to the Detroit area too much, but my daughter used to live in Farmington, so I know that area.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's not too far. Yeah. And where are you at again?
I'm just up here between Lansing and Flint, so we're only about an hour and a half away. I'm in a little town called Corunna on the Shiawassee River. So
okay, I know where that's at.
Yeah, you been.
I think I'm singing in a wedding there in sometime. I'm in a wedding band too, but
really?
Yeah, I just accepted a gig from there. I don't know when it is.
Wedding
probably
to
in
crash.
July.
Then where's this wedding at?
I love cake.
Right?
I love cake.
Oh my gosh!
I used to do that as a kid. Me and my cousin used to run around crashing weddings in the Thumb all the time. It was hilarious. We used to
Yes, that's awesome. I had a wedding gig. It was the last one I did, and it was, gosh, where was it out? It was out somewhere on the east side, and they had, I'm not kidding you, like 15 cakes. Like all different flavors, different kinds. Like their dessert table was literally like 17 feet long. Like it was crazy. They had cheesecakes and carrot cakes and chocolate and like I literally was like, oh my gosh, like all my dreams come true. Oh yeah, it was crazy.
Well,
yeah, that's the best part.
And we'll make sure we get you, if anything, if you want, Jayme, you can save the link to this show that you're on right now by taking the URL from the bar up top, because Blab will save this. And I've got to say, I made a big snafu here this morning. We broadcast out. However, for some reason or another, we lost stream at the beginning of the show. So, and I caught it late, and we have the recording here, and I believe Q, or it wasn't Q, but Barb TUSA, did you get another recording on your end too? You got this recording going. I know Barb, if she's in the room. Barb, is there any chance you happen to fire up your screen? I have a recording here also from YouTube Live, but this is going to be the main one here. So I may get you on again later as things progress in your profession and you start to really move along and you get going full speed ahead. I'd love to have you back out on the show to see how you're doing so we can talk more. And
Heck yeah.
I'll reach out to you later in a few months maybe and see how things are going. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's all I got for you today, Jayme. I really appreciate you taking out your time from your busy day, because I know people are calling you up quite a bit, but I don't want to keep you any longer than I have to.
I know. I've got like 9 missed calls already. It's pathetic. My brother called me out the other day, though. I said something about that. I was like, man, I just don't want to be on the phone anymore. Like, this is exhausting. And he goes, yeah, I feel so bad for you talking to all these people trying to make you famous. And I was like, oh, yeah. My family's the best. They're totally keeping me grounded. I live with my boyfriend and my brother, and so they just don't let me turn into a diva at all.
And
even if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Right. Even if I wanted to, they wouldn't let me.
Absolutely. Stay humble. That's the biggest advice I can give anyone in this kind of industry is you're going to have a lot of people pulling on your coattails and a lot of people going, oh, you're just so wonderful and awesome. And if you let your head get out here, then you're going to regret it. Just stay true to your roots and your growing. Absolutely. Right.
Yeah, I do. I really do have the most amazing support structure. So it's, it makes it very easy to, not get ahead of myself.
And that was one of the reasons I brought you on the show. When I saw that little video you did in the car, I was like, this is the kind of person that fits well with the team out here that I work with. So more power to you. That's really all I can give you advice
thank you.
To. So I'm just going to go ahead. Q, do you have any other questions for Jayme before we leave?
No, I'm great. Moon Shadow just said, Jayme, you're an amazing spirit. Follow your dream. You are going places. Just be you.
For sure.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for being on the Nothing Show. The way you can bump yourself out of the room if you like. There's a little X in the corner of your window there, so you have to hit it twice to leave. But thanks again for being on the show, and we'll catch you real soon out there on your scene. So take it easy.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Jayme, good luck.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Bye, guys.
And I'm going to really have to see what happened in the background. I went back to check what was going on with the streaming. There's a good chance my screen didn't switch over to the Blab screen, and there may be 20 minutes of please stand by screen on a recording, which was a total blowout on my end. So it got out.
Blab.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Recording.
I didn't know that you were recording elsewhere. I would have liked to known that, because I would have because people here were like, you're not recording. And then you almost just need to do it so that people realize that you're recording, even though you're doing it on your end.
Nope, absolutely. And that was the thing that I think it's good. It would have recorded the same thing that was broadcast out anyway. So that was.
But it's just for people to see the red light.
Yeah, for sure. That too. But even then, with what you did by clicking on the record here, it actually saved the entire broadcast, because otherwise whatever was broadcast out is really a partial. I did get the stream going live toward the middle of the show, but it was actually while we were playing her second video that I went over and I checked, and I was like, oh my God, this is all screwed up. So we were broadcasting out to, and I thought we were going to broadcast out to Facebook Live, but I don't even see the feed where it busted through. It says it is, but I don't see it. So I'm going to shut down the stream.